Hey there, Internet Keith here, and welcome to another video on the Cars with Keith YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to show you how we wash our ceramic coated vehicles, especially for the first time, because normally when you apply, you get 24-hour cure period, then you can drive it in the elements or whatever, but you shouldn't touch it with chemicals or wash for at least a week or so afterwards. So let's not waste any time. Let's show you the car and then what we're going to do. So this is Helen, and she is wrapped in Avery Dennison Satin Roaring Thunder with 2 coats of halo flexible coating from Gtechniq on top. The front bumper is also PPF'd with body fence from Hexus, and that has 2 coats of halo as well. By coating our wrap and our PPF with this ceramic coating allows us to treat this car like basically any other painted vehicle. The only difference is really with the PPF and the wrap, I don't have to be as worried with swirl marks because they have self-healing properties. In the heat of the sun, any little micro Mars or anything like that will just basically go away. Now, if your car is satin or matte and you don't have a ceramic coating, I highly suggest only using satin or matte finish approved products. No glossifiers. Making sure when you're wiping the surface, you're not doing it really hard because you can bring a polish out of that surface. Satin and matte is 2 of the most highest maintenance finishes out there. That's why I ceramic coat mine, so I don't have to worry about it. I treat it just like anything else. Now let's walk around the car real quick. You can see she definitely is dirty. Like I said, we really couldn't wash her for 7 days. It rained a couple of times, so she did get wet. The wheels, calipers, and the rotor heads are all protected with Gtechniq C5, so we just basically use the same soap and the cleaning method for those. We don't have to use any harsh chemicals. We're going to have our trails of dirt back here from when the car's splashing the water. And then always, especially on BMWs, there's always dirt on the top of the back of the bumper from where the air turbulence kicks dirt up. So here's our setup for today. Now, if you want to know more about this cart, I have another video, go check it out. Version 2 of this cart. But we basically got our bucket here with our Gtechniq microfiber in there. We'll fill that with some soap and water when we're ready. No use in filling it up now because the suds are just going to go away. We have our active VE52 pressure washer, our water filtration system. We have our hose reel. The hose has already been out because I've been doing pressure washing with other things. We have our SGS 28 gun right there. 3/4 inch hose coming from the house. And we're mainly going to be using G-Wash and W4. So conveniently our foam cannon is already set up, and this is the new Armor All foam cannon that we're testing out. We're filming 2 videos at the same time, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So the first thing you want to do is clean your wheels. You don't want any of that nasty dirt and stuff kicking back onto the car after you've already cleaned the car. So I use a 25-degree nozzle on my water gun to rinse off. Making sure that you're getting all the way up in the rear well. What just happened? What the hell just happened? I kid you not, literally used this for the very first time, pulled the trigger and nothing came out. There's all kinds of stuff stuck up in here. It works now. Literally there was a piece of cardboard stuck in that 1/4 inch quick disconnect area where the orifice is. So check that. Check the packaging before you do it because you don't want to, you know, put a lot of strain on your pressure washer. So I use my easy detail brush. I basically get it all up in there. So the wheels are done, and I apologize for the sweat and all, but it's hot outside. But I forgot to mention, don't wash your car in direct sunlight. Try to do it towards the afternoon or the early morning. Don't do it right after you drove the car for a while. Let it cool down, especially washing the wheels with the calipers and the rotors and everything, especially the hood being nice and warm. To make sure that you have the proper conditions for a good wash. So we switched to a 40-degree nozzle. This pushes out on my pressure washer about 1,000 psi and probably roughly about 1.85, 1.9 gallons per minute. always want to start top to bottom, and you don't want to shoot directly at the surface. You want to hit it at an angle so you're pushing the dirt that's on the car now off first rather than pounding it directly into the surface. All right, time to foam. We have this new armor all ready to test. We've got about 90 to 100 milliliters of W4 from Gtechniq, which is my normal amount. I have 0 ppm water in here. I have a pitcher that basically has reverse osmosis and it gets 0 ppm water after that. I'll leave it just link in the description below. Just mixes a lot better, helps create foam. Let's try it out. I'm not very happy with this little stream that keeps coming down. This is about the fan spread that I like. You see this stream right here? That's waste. It's hitting the edge of the protector. I mean, it coats it okay. You know, it's just not really thick foam. Basically, after you foam it, you're just going to let it sit and eat. Basically, let it eat 5-10 minutes. That's why you want to not do this in direct sunlight, so you have all that time in the world to let this work off, encapsulate that dirt, and get off the surface safely. All right, time to rinse. Back with my 40-degree nozzle. Always make sure it's in there secure. Shoot it away from the car. If you don't secure this, it's going to shoot out and scratch your car. You know what, just to show you the difference between that Armor All and my favorite, the MJGC Pro, which I highly recommend, watch what this bad boy can do. You see the difference? And that's the same bottle. It has the same size top, same dilution ratio that we just used out of that. And that stuff is super thick. Well worth the money for like 60 bucks. I'll leave a link in the description below. This is the best foam cannon by far that I've tested. Overall, price, quality, everything is just perfect. The cool thing is, after what we just did, if you keep your car cleaned a good bit and you do your maintenance washes every couple of months, like I said, I'll do a video on that. That's all you have to do. Now you gotta dry your car off, whether you use a drying towel with a Drying Aid C2 V3 or a bead maker, or I use an easy coat and then I rinse it off and then I use a blower for the rest of the drying process. And that's it. If it's extremely dirty, then you're gonna need a contact wash. Your maintenance washes will be contact washes. But now to show you for a dirty car, we're gonna move on to our contact wash. I'm gonna use one bucket because, like I said, I have the wrap. I don't have to worry about the micro swirls. Now if you wanna add your 2 bucket and have your rinse and your soap bucket, that's fine. So for our wash bucket, we're gonna put 2 squirts of G-Wash from Gtechniq in there. 1, 2. Most of it on the mitt. We use our hose filler. We have our shutoff valve on our hose here, so we can just basically just turn this on and not have to worry about this. I love this nozzle because it allows you to put water in here and it kind of cuts down the soap so it doesn't overflow really quick. Basically, you're going to take the mitt. I don't even put my hand in it really, and we're just gliding it across the surface. Now if it was 90 or 100 degrees outside and I was worried about this soap drying out really quick, I would start a rinse now and then do the bottom half of the car. But since it's not really that hot, I don't have to worry about it, so I'm just going to keep on going. Then I've gotten that top in the middle. Now we do the lower half is the last part of the car. That's where it's going to be the dirtiest. We don't want to bring that dirt up top. Whew, made a mistake back there with the hose and drenched myself. But we're back to the rinse. This is not the final rinse because we still have our easy coat to do. And I'm going to do that with a hose rinse. And then we have a 40-degree nozzle right here. Now you notice something when rinsing, having something like the Active VE52 pressure washer just makes rinsing so much easier. All that gallons per minute, it's like 200 bucks. I mean, link in the description below. Like I said, I keep pawning all this stuff, but all this stuff makes your washing experience so much more enjoyable. Now before I put my easy coat on, I like to hook up my fire hose nozzle that I use to fill the bucket up to my water hose. I have my shutoff valve here to keep it from running. And then I like to give it a nice drenching before I do the easy coat. And this just helps get all of the soap that's stuck in any corners or any of these crevices right here. Helps get them evacuated away, so that way when you do your easy coat, your drying process, you're not leaving any soap behind to dry and leave, you know, little spots. It's a very rain-like rinse. Another reason I do this is the surface needs to be very wet for easy coat. When you spray it on, it works with the water, bonds to the surface, and you just rinse it off. You don't have to wipe it in or nothing, which is the reason I love it so much. Here's the easy coat. Now I use it very differently than the way that it's set up, the way they sell it. It comes with a hose top sprayer that you hook up to your hose and you spray it down. But I just don't find that very efficient, and I found that the dilution ratio is 20:1. So I basically just do 2 squirts of this, 60 milliliters or so, and then I fill this up with about 1,100 milliliters or so of water. And then I just pump it up and spray it all over and we rinse it off. 1, 2. That's enough. Really should be using like 0 ppm water, but at this point it's so hot outside, I just want to get this over with. So now we just pump it up, which is so full it's not going to take long. Then we spray it on the hood to see how wet the hood is. And this IK sprayer spreads pretty far out. Now I'm just going to do the hood with this because I still have foam cannon testing and I'm losing light. I'm going to have to turn on my filming lights. I already have that one on over there. Now you can use your pressure washer to rinse this off, but it doesn't work well with pressure that I've found. Just like this, it's a really rain-soaked for the rinse. So when you're rinsing it down, you're taking that product and you're putting in the same channels that a little while ago we evacuated the soap out. So we're getting that protectant into all the little nooks and crannies. Do a little up close, you can see how the easy coat has changed, kind of how the water behaves on the hood. And that's just because it's just so much slicker. It's an extra coating on top. It's an amazing product. I love it. Now that we got that easy coat on there, I use my leaf blower to dry it off. And that's how I dry the car off. So there you go. That's how you'd wash your car with the coating. Pretty easy, right? I mean, you have your different ways to dry. And then obviously if you keep your car clean, you don't always have to go to that contact wash. You can do that only when you do your maintenance washes or when the car is really dirty. If you keep the car nice and clean and keep it coated with Easy Coat or C2V3 or something like that, you're gonna get that amazingly slick surface that's like repellent to dirt and other things. It just makes life so much easier. So don't forget, in the description below, I'll have links for Amazon for a lot of this stuff. Code Heidi, Heidi 10 at Gtechniq.com saves you 10% off of their amazing products. And I have my Amazon store as well, Cars with Keeve, amazon.com/shop/Cars with Keeve. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And there's probably some bloopers about to happen. It's not coated and it's satin or matte. So with that, during this wash, so we can kill two birds. Oh my gosh. You always want to wash your wheels first so you don't kick anything car after you've already cleaned it off. That would be nice if this thing was on, wouldn't it? Back onto an already cleaned surface. So from your wheels back up on the car later, and oh my god, your wheels later back onto the car already clean. I kid you not. Oh my god, come on. Focus. So the wheels are done. Time to move on to a... So another reason I do this is because I tried to get the soap out earlier with... Oh my god. Keep a nice... You're always going to keep a nice surface that you're always going to have a nice slick surface that's like you're always going to have a nice slick surface that's that's repellent. You're always going to have a nice slick surface that's repellent to dirt and all kinds of other things. But if you do with that surface, you know, with that surface basically there to, oh my god.